literally every single person in this cast could sing. And there's a leprechaun. And they get depressed about normalcy? My goodness. I'll give you like 3 guesses where that went. Hi guys, welcome back to another Rants video. Today we're going to be talking about an interesting show called Schmigadoon. If you can't tell by the name, it is a musical show. And the soundtrack is pretty decent. I definitely put a few of the songs on my Spotify playlist. So yeah, the songs are pretty good for the most part. Plot-wise, it's interesting. So it's about a couple having, you know, couples issues, and they go on this couples hike and end up in a magical town called Schmigadoon, where it's just a musical. So, fun plot. But, yeah. The cast is interesting. We got, Kristen Chenoweth, who's the original, Glenda from, Wicked. It's also he's a comedian. I know of him. I don't remember his actual name off the top of my head, but he plays one of the main characters. Dev Cameron's in it. Who else? Yeah, those are the ones I immediately recognized, and I'm sure the other ones have some Broadway background or whatever, because literally every single person in this cast could sing. Every single person who had, you know, like, had lines had a song. And it was insane. I guess they're making a musical show, so they all have to be able to sing, but also, my goodness, they could all sing. Yeah. Kristen Chenoweth's always great, but if I had to pick my favorite singer from the first season, because the first season it's like older style musicals, and so it's a lot of the classic Broadway music style, at least. If I had to pick a favorite singer from the first season, probably the school teacher, who acts as sort of a love interest for the guy, because it's the guy and the girl end up there, and there's a leprechaun. Anyway, the only way to get out of Schmigadoon is to find true love. And so they're like, are you sure what we have is true love? And they have doubts, and then they break up, and so then they're looking for other people to find true love with so that they can get out of Schmigadoon. So they both have at least one love interest. The guy has 2, I'd say. He tries to get out of Schmigadoon with every single woman in town, so yeah. Fun times. Yeah, they're all really good at singing. I'd say a good 50% of the songs were very enjoyable, very good. I like them. And 90% of those good songs probably ended up on my Spotify playlist. It was very enjoyable, very fun. It's an interesting concept of just having this town that, honestly, kind of like the landscaping kind of looked like fake plants, which I know was the point, but it was very interesting to make it kind of look like a Broadway set as a fun little detail that we got from it. Yeah, it was a solid first season. it's very short. They're both like 10 episode long seasons, and the episodes are about, you know, your average 40 minutes. But yeah, it got me hooked in enough to keep going, watch the second season, which, honestly, I think the second season was a little bit better. Because it shifts the era of the musical to, like, the Chicago phase of Broadway. It's the same main characters. They get out of Schmigadoon at the end of the first season. It's like they work out their issues and realize, no, we really love each other, and just because there's issues doesn't mean that we don't love each other. And then, yay, true love, and they get out. Then they get, they get married, all the fun stuff, and they get depressed about normalcy. And so they try to go back to Schmigadoon, only to find that they have jumped eras to now the darker Chicago whatever phase of Broadway, and I kind of love it. Yeah, so stereotypical. There's a nightclub, and the owner's the bad guy, and he's the dude who plays Hades in crap, I know this. I love this musical so much! I should remember what it's called. One second. I know what this is called. I know what it's called. This is annoying. Hades Town. My gosh. That was so bad. Okay. The guy who plays Hades in Hades Town is the villain, shall we say, owns pretty much the whole city, runs this nightclub that kind of is sort of the center of the plot-ish, a little bit. And I love that it's all of the same actors and actresses from the first season playing different characters. I love it so much. It's fantastic, and I love that they did that. Before getting into the second season, like, I know this is different. I know it's different. I hope that they just play the same people as different characters. And they did. And it was lovely and clever, and I loved it. So now we have Dub Cameron playing, instead of an obscurely aged girl from a village, she's playing a nightclub dancer performer. Fun times. The school teacher is now also one of the nightclub performers and doesn't play as big of a role. She doesn't sing as much, but still great when she does. Kristen Chenoweth is basically the bad orphanage lady from Annie. She's just that. I don't remember that. Hannigan. She's basically Miss Hannigan from Annie. Yeah. So, awful owner of an orphanage. Takes care of children for money. And then she's has a crush on the butcher next door, who is played by the guy who plays plays the mayor in Schmigadoon. Okay. Differentiation I should have made right away. Schmigadoon is the town, like the classical era musicals. And then when they come back and it's the cabaret, Sweeney Todd, Chicago era musicals, it's called Schmicago. Big differentiation. Anyway, so the mayor of Schmigadoon is a butcher in Schmicago, and is also Dove Cameron's father. Anyway, they have a thing, but So Kristen Chenoweth is basically Miss Hannigan, and whatever the butcher, I don't know the actor's name. Butcher is basically Sweeney Todd, sort of. So they get together, and he has a thirst for revenge because the main bad guy, don't remember the character's name. We'll just call him Hades because that's his other character's name. Anyway, he wants revenge because Hades' character killed his wife, and he went to jail, and so he never got to explain to his daughter that he's innocent because they pinned it on him. And so his daughter hates him, and so he's bloodthirsty and wants revenge against Hades' character, and Kristen Chenoweth's character hates her children. And so they get together, and the butcher is running low on meat because Hades' character, owns the town, and so he's monopolizing the butcher trade, I guess. So they get together. A butcher who needs meat, and an orphanage lady who hates children. I'll give you, 3 guesses where that went. Yeah. That's the vibe we got in this season. Schmigadoon was all happy-go-lucky. They get to Schmigadoon and we're gonna grind children and orphan children into sausages. Yeah, this show was something. Anyway, we have Melissa and Josh are the main couple that, the outsiders that come in. Anyway, Josh finds a dead chorus girl, gets blamed for it. Melissa goes into employment at the nightclub to find clues to, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Absolve him of that and prove his innocence. And then probably my least favorite aspect of the plot. This is when the hippies show up. Josh is in prison. They imprison this hippie guy who was the bad boy in Schmigadoon. So Schmigadoon, he's now a hippie who is searching for his life's purpose. Anyway, he escapes with all his hippie friends and brings Josh with him, and there's just... No, there's a whole song where they're like, we have to get back to our roots, so everybody take your clothes off. I'm like, no! Why is this a song? It's so unnecessary. Yeah, the hippies were probably my least favorite part of the plot. But they were a part of the plot, and they did do things, so whatever. The show is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, which is the point, but it's kind of great. And the songs are so fun most of the time. Yeah. What else there's to talk about? There's just... Yeah. There's a lady lawyer, Bobby, who just... She basically uses her femininity to convince the judges her clients are innocent. Still not as uncomfortable as the hippies singing about getting naked, so there's that. Oh, another fun aspect in both of the seasons is kind of the concept of inflation because they're in the time period, so they're in the time period of the musical, whatever. So in Schmigadoon, which is earlier, it's like 50 cents for a night in a hotel room. And then they get into Chicago and like $20 is a lot for paying a lawyer. That's a fun little thing to add in there, is the concept of how much value money has really lost over the decades. Why do things have to be so expensive now? I mean, actually, no, I understand why. Inflation sucks, and we really don't help it all that much. But, you know, why? Why? Anyway. Yeah, I don't have that much to say about this show. I'm sorry. This is gonna be a much shorter video than I've had in a while. But hopefully that'll be different on the next one. Hope the next one or the one after that. We'll see. I have a concept for one, and then there's one show that I'm currently working on. I'm about halfway through it, and it's not super long, so hopefully I'll get that done in the next week or two. Yeah. I don't really have any more thoughts. It's a pretty enjoyable show. For the songs, at least. There's no characters that I really love. Except I don't remember his name. Because I don't really remember any of the characters' names. But there's a little boy in the first season, in Schmigadoon, and he can't sing or do musical stuff because he has a lisp. And he's adorable. He's like the kid that runs around and announces everything that's happening. It's like, I can't sing, so I'm just gonna tell everybody everybody's business, and he's great and adorable. And he gets a kazoo partway through this season, so he can do musical stuff. It's cute. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Schmigadoon. It's a fun show. I don't know if I'll ever rewatch it, but it was fun. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments, any recommendations that you might have. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and I'll see you all next time.